Alright, you guys, so I've completed the morning routine. Oh my god, these dolls. Hey, relax. I definitely do feel like I have more energy in the morning, especially with the working out in the morning. Definitely gives you that boost of energy. But it definitely did help, especially with the cold shower. I definitely felt more like energized. Like, woo, like I definitely have more energy in me. So now I'm about to have a phone interview for another temp agency. So they just asked me like basically general questions about my experience or whatever. Then they send my application over to the actual company that they're hiring for. And then if they want to further interview with me, then they'll let me know. So it's just kind of like the first screening process. So it's just going to be an over the phone, quick 10-15 minute conversation. Yeah, in like 2 minutes. But I just want to show you guys kind of, I try to put my schedule like together. I'm trying to be, organized and all that jazz. And so I use this is Notion, and so I put basically in my calendar and the tasks that I have to get done. These are my tasks. So the temp HR phone screen, so that's about to happen. I'm waiting for her to call. Then it puts apply for jobs for an hour, read the power to be disliked for an hour, and then work on Excel pivot course lesson. And then I'm going to add a little bit more to work on the LinkedIn Excel course. So I like to try to set my calendar up so I can keep on track with all the things that I need to do in order to reach some of my goals that I'm trying to reach, learn more skills. So I'm starting with Excel right now, pivot tables, and just other productivity tips, and see what more can possibly help. So yeah, right now I'm just waiting on the call, and then I'll give you guys an update on the last interview that I had that I spoke about. Yeah, we'll talk about it. So this job seems pretty straightforward, It's a HR administrator, and it's local to where I'm at.
It's just maintaining employee records, handling onboarding and offboarding processes, assisting with compliance and HR policies and procedures. When it comes to payroll and benefits, it's supporting the payroll. Preparation by collecting information and time data, something I've done before too. Assisting with benefits enrollment and answering questions, the usual.
Okay, so I want to show you guys what I got off Amazon. So it's like a little desk, basically a little fold-out desk that I put my laptop on when I'm working, if I'm like sitting on my bed, because that's usually where I am when I'm doing computer work. So I get to set it up like this, and it's really cool, this one at least, because you can adjust it so you can make it taller or shorter on the sides here, and then you can also tilt it. You can unlatch that, and then you can tilt it however way you need it. So I like to have a little tilt on it actually, because I like to kind of lean back a little bit. And then it has this stopper here. You can kind of slide it a little bit so the laptop doesn't fall off. And you just put this on here. Voila! See that? So that's really cool. That little setup, and then I have my mouse right here. Yeah, so I'm about to start applying for jobs. That's my first thing that I do in the morning. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to bring up the other interview that I had the other day. So that one was on Monday. So this job, it was a HR job. So it's people operations and office coordinator job. And most of the team were based in the UK, it seemed. Everyone that I spoke to was in the UK. So they were saying I would work out of the New York office. They were based in the UK, so I was like, okay. So I felt that was a little, for me, I wasn't sure about that, because I was like, well, I'm just going to be like isolated in a way, sort of, while they're working in the UK. And if they're my main points of contact, that's different, But they assured me there is somebody that's in a New York office. They told me his name. He's an HR business partner, and he does work out of the office in New York. So he would also be a point of contact, So throughout the interview process, I was talking to a lot of people from the UK pretty much, but I still didn't get to even see or meet the person that was in New York, the office that I would be based out of. So I don't know. I've never worked, I guess, with a team that wasn't in the vicinity, physically in the vicinity that I am working in the HR field at least. So I've always worked within the HR team that I was working on site, on location with. So yeah, I think I just prefer someone who's just at the home base office that are in HR that I could just have there with me to bounce off ideas or thoughts and be more communicative with. That's right there in the office. I think that's what I still prefer at this point in my career. So I guess it kind of, worked out in a way that they moved forward with another candidate because that's something I was kind of like, I was a little iffy on in my mind. So, okay. But the recruiter is actually very nice. He said, if you want, they gave me some feedback. If you want me to share, maybe it could be helpful about the interview. And I was like, for sure, 100%. I would love that. So, on Monday, it's Friday today. So on Monday, she's gonna give me more feedback about the interview and what they said. So yeah, so I think that's really helpful. I'm a little nervous to hear about myself, but constructive criticism is what is needed to grow. So I was like, yep, that sounds great. Let's do it. So on Monday, we're going to get that feedback and see maybe what ways I can even further improve my interviewing skills. So I'm glad that was offered. That was really nice. I'm just going to keep on applying for more jobs that I see pop up. Yeah, I'll check in when I'm done with that. This job right here, Human Resources Assistant, 3 days ago posted, and I have premium for now. So here it tells you with premium that there's been 460 applicants already. It's just like, it's tough out here if you don't maybe know somebody who knows somebody, to try to kind of stand out a bit more or whatnot. It's just like, dang. All right, guys, so it is now 1 p.m. So now I'm going to read my book, The Courage to Be Disliked. So over the last week or so, this is how much I have left, the bottom part here. So I've gotten through a lot of it and I only have this much left. So yeah, I'm going to read for about an hour. So I do an hour a day. I dedicate to reading this book. Same thing that I did with Atomic Habits. So now I'm on this book. All right, guys, so I finished my 1 hour of reading The Power to Be Disliked, and I actually took some notes. So I only made so much of a dent because I wanted to make sure I took some notes too, because this is where it starts getting into the solutions to the issues or whatnot. So yeah, now we're going to get into the Excel course, and I used the one from Stack Skills. So I bought this course years ago and forgot that I had it. So I've been doing that for the past couple weeks, actually. So let me show you. Then my next task after that is to wash the dishes. Luckily, it doesn't look too bad today. So just got a couple things. Not too bad, not too bad. So that's the next thing on my list after I spend about an hour to an hour and a half on the Excel learning. So let's do that.
1 hour later.
All right, you guys. So it's been an hour. Yeah, I just had a phone screen. The lady had called back that I was supposed to have the original time frame of 11 a.m. today. She just called back. It's 4 p.m. now, and I just hung up the phone. So she said she had an emergency earlier in the day, so I figured. But remember earlier I was talking about, okay, I'm going to get some feedback on Monday with my interviewing skills. Maybe it has something to do with that, right? So she actually kind of called me out on something. So I was like, okay, I guess I getting a little bit of feedback from someone completely different. But basically she was like, oh, you seem soft-spoken. And I was like, I barely even said enough words, and she was already, oh, you seem soft-spoken. I was like, oh, you can already tell. Great. It's just like immediately people could tell, oh, you're shy. Oh, you're soft spoken. Like, oh, I can tell. So she was like, because she would ask me a question like, okay, what other systems did you work in? Or so I would tell her the systems, and then she'd be like, okay, well, what's your experience with it, this and that. Then she would like egg me on. She was like, during the interview, if you move forward with the interview, just continue to like, just keep talking about it. I thought, I'm answering the direct question that you gave me. And then I was waiting for them to, ask if they have any follow-up questions about it. And then I'll go into detail, you know? So I guess according to her point of view, I seem soft spoken because I wait to go further. But I guess for her, it's like, just go ahead and just elaborate instead of waiting for them to ask the follow up question. Just go ahead and just talk about it. Just start talking about it. So I was like, okay. So I guess there's some feedback there. Just talk about it. I'll try it. I didn't even think of it. So, okay. But that's good. That's good. She gave me some advice. I'll take it. All right, I'll see y'all. I'm going to take like a 30-minute break, and then I'm going to start with the LinkedIn Excel course that I was doing at about 6:30 or so. So, yeah, right now I'm just going to chill out, just watch some YouTube a little bit, not too much. So, just a little bit for the next like 30 minutes or so until I start working on the LinkedIn Excel course. So, yeah.